Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Andrew Wiggins postpones scheduled China trip due to family emergency. Andrew Wiggins took to the Chinese social media platform Weibo to inform fans in the country that he would have to postpone his trip there due to an unspecified family emergency. Wiggins lamented the situation and noted that he would get to interact with the fans in person sooner rather than later. Apologies to all the Chinese fans. Andrew and his family are going through a tough time right now. When the time is right, we will come back and see you all. Wiggins and his team didn't go into detail about what the family emergency was, which is understandable, as he would like to protect the privacy and peace of his family at such a time. One can hope that Wiggins and his family are all right, both physically and mentally, and are able to overcome whatever ails them. This isn't the first time fans have heard about the personal matters with his family keeping Wiggins away from his obligations. In early 2023, Wiggins missed time with the Warriors for the same reason, with one Warriors player at the time saying that it was a pretty serious matter for Wiggins to miss time with the team. Then, earlier this year in February, Wiggins once again took time away from the team, with Steve Kerr explaining that it was something Wiggins needed, and the team was happy to support him in this difficult time for him and his family. A reminder right now to fans that they shouldn't speculate on the matter as it concerns Wiggins' family, and is likely a highly sensitive matter. Wiggins had a weaker season for the Warriors than in years past, as he averaged 13.2 points, 4.5 rebounds and 1.7 assists in 71 games. It was a significant statistical drop from his previous few seasons. Perhaps his personal issues had an impact on his play in the last year or so. Andrew Wiggins' future with the Warriors has been the subject of speculation for quite some time. He had a bit of a scuffle with his teammate Brandon Podziemski during a game last season, but that didn't result in any kind of major locker room unrest if reports are to be believed. However, the same cannot be said for Wiggins' issues with Jonathan Kuminga. When issues between the two were first reported, it was speculated that there could be some changes made to the Warriors roster during the offseason. But so far, neither star has been moved. One of the reported issues in the departure of Klay Thompson was that he and Draymond Green were upset about Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins getting new, massive contracts. With so much animosity toward Andrew Wiggins, it wouldn't be a shock to see him be moved ahead of the trade deadline, especially if the Warriors struggle to make an impact in the early months of the season. LeBron's Lakers and Curry's Warriors lead the NBA for most nationally televised games next season. The Lakers and Warriors being ahead of the reigning NBA champion Boston Celtics and the Western Conference champions Dallas Mavericks is certainly interesting. It speaks to the star power of players like LeBron James and Stephen Curry, being arguably greater than that of the franchises in the NBA itself. The Lakers and Warriors are not expected to make waves in the Western Conference, as they are one of the few teams that have not upgraded their roster to a higher level during the offseason. On paper, their rosters are far behind some of the big players in the West like the Mavericks, the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets. In the Eastern Conference, the Celtics, who are the reigning NBA champions, having the same number of nationally televised games as the Knicks speaks to how good the Knicks have become over the last few years, especially since the acquisition of Mikal Bridges from the Nets. The Knicks and the Celtics, along with the 76ers, are considered the favorites to reach the NBA Finals from the Eastern Conference. It would take a lot from teams like the Bucks, the Heat, or even the Cavaliers to usurp them and take their spot at the top of the Eastern Conference. The list and allocation of nationally televised games from the NBA is usually a good indicator of how the league sees each team. Teams that are expected to do well and have a lot of star power are allotted more national games, whereas teams that are expected to underperform or tank are allotted fewer games, as they will not play exciting basketball that will satisfy the fans. It will be interesting to see whether any of the underserved teams on this list will make some big waves when it comes to the postseason. While unlikely, there is always at least one team that exceeds expectations, and it could end up surprising both the league officials and fans of the NBA in the coming year. In addition to releasing their 2024-25 regular season schedule, the Los Angeles Lakers announced their full 2024 preseason schedule. The Lakers will play 6 preseason games in total, with 2 of them in Palm Springs and 1 in Las Vegas. The games at Acrisure Arena in the Greater Palm Springs area and at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas were previously announced. Los Angeles will get an opportunity to go up against playoff teams in the Minnesota Timberwolves, Phoenix Suns, and Milwaukee Bucks. They'll also see the Golden State Warriors, who always give Los Angeles a good challenge. The Lakers will see the Suns and Warriors twice, most likely due to proximity. The preseason will kick off in Palm Springs for the first 2 contests against the Timberwolves and Suns. The Lakers will then travel to Las Vegas, where they'll take on the Bucks and Warriors. They'll close things out on the road against Phoenix and Golden State in a rare back-to-back. Warriors rumors: Warriors urged to consider signing 41% career three-point shooter free agent. The Warriors have not improved their squad this summer after losing some of their top free agent targets. Because of this, they may have to make do with whatever is left on the market. According to Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz, the one area the Warriors need to address this offseason is their three-point shooting, and the only guy they could sign is Doug Mcdermott. Mcdermott, 32, doesn't do much else at this stage of his career, but remains an elite floor spacer who would be a good fit for the Warriors, Swartz wrote. The signing of Mcdermott, or anyone else, would need to happen after a trade of some kind, as the Warriors. The team is also just $45,001 short of the second apron, so a deal would need to free up $2.1 million in additional cap space and a roster spot, he added. Doug Mcdermott is one of the most underrated shooters in the NBA, as he is a career 41% three-point shooter. Last season, the 32-year-old converted 47.8% of his three-point shots and 40.3% of his catch-and-shoots while playing for the San Antonio Spurs and Indiana Pacers. Doug Mcdermott became a free agent after finishing his 3-year, $41.25 million contract with the San Antonio Spurs via a trade with the Indiana Pacers, signed in the summer of 2021. How he has struggled to find consistent playing time in recent years, the Warriors could theoretically sign him to a minimum deal. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Doug Mcdermott? Leave your opinion in the comments.